Hey everyone, it's me, Doomlink, and welcome back to Let's Play The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword, my favourite Let's Play. This is an opening sequence that I don't think I've seen. I think this is the end of it. But as I was, setting up the live stream, I was sitting at the menu screen, and it played through something of an opening sequence that I don't think was played for me when I first created a file in the game, which is really weird. Because usually what they do is they have an opening sequence that will play when you create the file and load into it for the first time, and then the same sequence will play when you're sitting at the menu screen like I am here, but it seems in this case, unless I'm going insane and I've actually forgotten it, it only plays if you're sitting here at the menu, as opposed to the former time when it would do that. Now, I don't know, oh, here it goes again. I'm not going to put you through it. Oh, this isn't it. This is different again. Well, whatever, shut up. I don't want to see you guys again. I've seen you enough. Okay, let's start the game. I'd like to show you something that's going to be a bit of a cause for concern during this recording, but, you see, no, the other way. Over there. Yeah. Over there. I've got no idea if I'm going to need to change the batteries in my Wiimote as I'm recording here. We'll have to see. At this rate, I'm basically setting things up so that I will eventually have to change them while recording instead of prior to going live, but I guess I'm just poorly organized. Anyway, so what we're gonna do is... Wiimotion Plus is so fucking messy. It just feels wrong, and the resistance is just insane. Anyway, when I say resistance, it's, as I said in the previous video, lower sensitivity as compared to, I suppose you could say, the movement of your hand. So in other words, the movement of your hand shouldn't be, the sensitivity is just what it is. In other words, there is no sensitivity, ideally, with motion controls. It is purely dictated by the movement of your hand, whereas in the case of Wiimotion Plus, there is actually a sensitivity, and it's lower than typically you will move your hand, or lower than the speed at which you would typically move your hand. Anyway, I just don't know why I'm getting into these sort of explanations. You can see I've made the game a little bit darker. It's a very bright game. In fact, the Wii in general is such an incredibly bright console. It's almost too bright. Like, it's brighter than... I mean, I'm recording through Component, but it's brighter than anything HDMI or analog video related. So, analog video is very dark, whereas HDMI video, fairly balanced. You shouldn't have to, ideally, touch the brightness values of HDMI video, or that kind of digital video anyway. But in the case of the Wii here, going through Component, it's so freaking bright, I actually need to reduce the brightness level for it to look natural, so you will notice that it looks kind of reasonable here. Anyway, I'm going to get my chat up, and then the fun will begin, I suppose. I really can't wait. Especially after being beaten and broken by the previous recording of Castlevania Legacy of Darkness, where I went through a stage. I made the mistake of saying that Castlevania Legacy of Darkness was treating me well and that I was enjoying the game. And then I went through this stage that was just horrendous, and it's almost single-handedly changed my opinion of the game. In this case, there is no hope of enjoyment. It's just going to be shit, so... yeah, it's really quite a delight. I just need to check something. Right, so your Gessiger. I had to check a note that I made on my Discord to see what your frickin' name is, because you've got a different name on YouTube, you've got a different name on Discord, and now I'm like, that's right, your Gessiger. Fuck me. You're welcome to change your name, but it's very hard to remember who the hell is who when names are changing, and especially when the names are not consistent across different websites and such. Anyway, yes, I'm going to get some wine on the go, because how else am I going to get through this recording? Okay. Now, I believe that structure that we can see in the distance over that way, which I'm trying to show you, but I'm sort of dowsing instead. You can see that that is basically where Zelda apparently has gone. That is actually the first dungeon, to my understanding. So, therefore, I'm pleased to announce that we will soon be taking care of the first dungeon. It's not, well, I'm not that pleased to announce that, to be honest, because it's not a fun dungeon. I went through probably about a quarter of it during my first, I guess, attempt at this Let's Play series. And yeah, it wasn't great. It was very, all the puzzles were based on the motion controls, and yeah, not fun. And I'm assuming it's only going to continue to be that way as we continue through the game with different dungeons. Why am I doing this? Why am I doing this to myself? If I could not do that, that would be just a delight, wouldn't it? What you want to do, Doom Link, is actually run and jump on target. That would really help. There we go, and beautiful. That's what you call an auto climb, which is the way things should be. I shouldn't have to hold A. What the fuck is this? Okay, so it... yeah, just be consistent. You fucking stupid thing. You stupid thing. Just fucking get out. I hate these things, I really do. Oh, that's right. I need to make sure that I don't knock my wine. So I need to place it further back. If I were to knock my wine, that would be so terrible, I don't even know how to describe it to you. Because, you know, wine plus carpet, plus a potentially broken... ah, shit! You fucking piece of shit! A fucking waste of my time. Like, who wants to do that? Who wants to sit there and fight that fucking thing? As it changes the direction of its mouth, it's like, oh, fuck me. What a bore. Hello. Now there is a face I know. Hey, bud. That's all you have to say? You dick. Watch. Master, the batteries in your Wii remote are nearly depleted. Why can I not skip that text? Why do I have to read it so slowly? Fuck me. Anyway, maybe it's just such an important piece of information that I cannot possibly accidentally skip it. They haven't even given me that option. Hello, Ron. I don't know what the fuck this is for. I don't really care. Do I have to talk to you? I tell you, your timing could not have been better. Look here. I stumbled onto one of these things just now, and it looks like something I have seen in those ancient texts. Okay. If I remember right, yup, this is one of the things the goddess was said to have left behind for the hero of legend. Pretty amazing, right? I even thought up a name for these things. I've been calling them goddess cubes. Makes sense, right? Yeah. Not exactly what I would call the most impressive naming, but, you know, makes sense. Certainly works. Those ancient texts say some real interesting stuff about these things. How did it go again? Let me see. Summon forth the light from a heavenly blade, and may that sword's master receive aid. So there you have it. Well, I know what I need to do now. Thank you, guy, who is rather learned when it comes to fables and goddess texts or whatever the fuck. I see you got yourself a sword there. What do you say we try and crack the mystery of this cube together? Nah. No, I will do that. Hey, thanks a billion, bud. Not a problem. This cube is made of some sort of metal I've never seen. I've wailed on it, but nothing happens. Well, why would you try to destroy it? Or beat it up, or whatever you were planning on doing with it. You know, bud, I would say the key to cracking this egg is that one line, you know, the light from a heavenly blade. Okay, we get the point. It didn't need to be spelled out to me that fucking obviously. Wow. What joy. Oh wow, it's gone and done something. Oh, did you see that? The cube just shot up into the sky. I did see that. I think it reacted to that whirly beam thing that shot out of your sword. And where do you think the cube shot off to anyhow? This mystery just got a whole lot more, mysterious. The texts say there are cubes like that all over this island. Or did he say land? Probably land. Tell you what, you blast as many of those cubes as you can find. If you find out more about them along the way, you come see me. Why? Why would coming to see you about that be of any use to me? You haven't suggested that there would be a reward, you haven't suggested that there would be further information that you could share with me. If anything, it seems that you are the only beneficiary of this information, and you're a fucking NPC. So... I don't know. Anyway, let's keep on moving. Looks like we can create another shortcut here by pushing that. Which is a good thing. We do want shortcuts in case for some ridiculous reason we find ourselves coming back through here. Although I suppose if this guy doesn't move, then we will be returning here to keep him updated about the goddess cube things. Here we go, here's another one. What good fun. There we go, and then we get the same cinematic. Is Link going to be all surprised? Probably not. Alrighty. So we have one of these statues to interact with here. And I believe this is going to be a statue that allows us to walk back to the Sky Island, which is interesting. Master Link, I've detected Zelda's aura emanating from within this structure. Thank you. I do hate having to fix my chroma key while live, but that seems to be fine. However, I've also detected the presence of numerous monsters. Are you sure you want to proceed? Of course. It would be very unwise to display overconfidence here. Within the walls of this place, no one will come to your aid. Not even you, thanks. Thanks for your help. If you feel unprepared to face the dangers ahead, consider returning to the sky to properly equip yourself. I will probably do that because I don't have a shield. Master, it appears you do not currently have a shield equipped. To reduce the probability of extreme bodily harm, I recommend carrying one at all times. Well, clearly, Gessica, because it was already spelled out once very, very clearly. But apparently, it needs to be spelled out twice very, very clearly. I don't really know what more they want. Anyway, now we should continue the search for Zelda. What do you mean? You literally just suggested that I should equip myself. And then you say, now we should continue the search for Zelda, which would involve entering the dungeon. You need to make up your fucking mind, woman. Stupid bitch. Okay. Not to be crude in my use of language, but... she's a stupid bitch. Alright. Saved, and what I will be doing now is returning to my favourite sky place. Yes, I do want to return to the sky. We can return back to this point at any time. What a convenient system. What a convenient system. Just a delight, really. I hate having to put my wine glass further away because, you know, swinging my arm around like a dickhead is actually a requirement of this game. Master Link. When you hit that goddess cube with a skyward strike earlier, I was able to detect a resulting energy reaction above the clouds. Okay. The location I've marked on your map indicates the spot where I sensed an energy reaction. And then there was, oh, it's in that place where I destroyed the guy's chandelier. I advise you to investigate the area around this location. Okay. Well, I'm tempted to do that, yes. Wait, where's the map again? It's plus. Okay, so we've got a goddess cube here. I've got no idea what they do, to be completely honest, so maybe I'll go and check those out while I'm still here flying. So, what do... don't fucking pull that shit on me, mate. Okay, so we want to... yeah, I suppose we'll go to the one that's closest first. We'll head over this way. We don't want to interact with the big column of light. We probably do want to interact with this thing, though. This will probably get us to where we want to go nice and quickly. There we go. This is, of course, assuming I'm going in the right frickin' direction at all. I think I am, yeah. I can see it down there. This part of the game in particular really does get off the bird. I can't. I never remember how to get off the bird. It's down, I believe. Because you do press down to get on the bird in the first place, so getting off the bird is quite similar. There we go. Nice and easy. You can hold it or you can press it, both will break your fall. Wait, maybe I shouldn't have gone inside the building. I don't think there's anything inside the building. Yeah, I'm not feeling it. So let's go outside and have a bit of a gander. We'll see if there is anything relating to the goddess cube hanging around. Well, Gessiger, God forbid I find it out myself, hey? If it's actually something that I need to know, then well, there you go. But yeah, you know, I'm having an adventure here. I don't really need to know everything prior to actually finding it out myself. That sort of takes away the fun. You made your adventure pouch bigger. You can now fit an additional item inside. Well, that's good. That's actually really good. So these chests that I have previously been unable to open, apparently open by finding those goddess cubes. So it's kind of an extension to the system in Minish Cap, for example, where you have the those coins, whatever they're called. How am I drawing a blank on this now? I'm usually able to remember this because I was referencing it in my Twilight Princess livestream playthrough. It is... wow. Well, anyway, the thing's in the Minish Cap where you join the two medallions together, and it creates something on the map that you can interact with. Oftentimes it's a chest, sometimes it's access to some kind of item. And anyway. Well, backseat gaming's fine, it's just I like to, you know, have an adventure. So, let me just see where our next one is located. So it's basically southwest of our current position. So I'm going to save because why the hell not? If I do have a bird statue right here, then I may as well make use of it. Alrighty. Now again, we do have to run and jump off the edge because otherwise, well, for instance, if we fall off, that's just us falling off and that's the end of it. We're basically in a position where we are falling to our death and it's stupid. We can't call the bird because they must assume that if we do not fall off something with intention, that we actually don't want to ride the fucking bird and we'd be better off dying. So, yeah, thanks game. I didn't mean to zoom in like that. Let's zoom out, shall we? It seems like that is what we want to be aiming for right now. Hey Tron, good to see you. Every once in a blue moon during a Zelda recording, Tron will make an appearance. What even are those things? Are they aggressive? Aggressive plant creatures. They look like Octoroks, or at the very least, this game's Octorok equivalent. Stop zooming in, you fucking dick! Alright. So it seems like that little island thing over there, it's like an island platform, is where we want to go. So let's try to get on target with it. This is a chest that we had not found previously. There we go, excellent. This is a chest that we hadn't found previously, but it has now been unlocked for us. Let's see what we've got here. Hey, piece of heart, that's our third, I think. Collect 4 to increase your heart capacity by 1, just 1 more. Again, as I mentioned in a previous video, I'm quite happy that they didn't stick with the whole 5 heart piece system from Twilight Princess. That was one thing that I didn't really appreciate in Twilight Princess. I mean, it sort of gave the illusion that there was more to collect in the game because you had more pieces of heart to collect, obviously, but the thing is, it made it so that there were just more pieces of heart around the place, and they felt a little less valuable for that reason. So I think 4 is a good number, 5 just doesn't feel quite right. It also makes more sense to split a heart into quadrants, instead of, you know, having the little bottom part of the heart being a separate piece. It's just kind of weird. I got lucky, did I? I'm putting my wine over to my table over here. It's kind of out of my reach, but it's not really less out of my reach than, or rather, it's not more out of my reach than putting it really far away on my laptop. So, yeah, again, this sort of thing is necessitated by the fact that I'm swinging my arm around like an actual clown, so there you go. What are we doing? But yeah, well, what a strange recording. I've got Tron and Gessiger and seemingly no one else, which is very unusual. But every now and again, we'll do a recording where I've got a less than typical audience, which is good. It's the spice of life, isn't it? Okay. Where the hell? Okay, big island over there, that's where we want to go, but of course I'm trying to avoid the big pillar of light. I don't want to go back down to the surface just yet. Oh, goodness me. Of course, our current objective is to get a shield. But I might go and say hello to Beetle because we do have a slingshot now. So we can shoot down the... whatever it's called, the rope that hangs from Beetle's ship. There we go. Is that going to land me roughly where I actually intended to drop? I wanted to drop somewhere in the middle of the island. I don't want to be put on the edge. Okay, this ends up being roughly where I wanted to drop, which is good. Skyloft, that's what it's called. Sorry that I couldn't remember what it was called. I'm a terrible person who's forgotten the name of my home village. Or my hometown, whatever you want to call it, I don't really know. Now, where's Beetle's shopship? Is it around? I'm going to be kind of pissed if I came all this way and it's not here. Well, I say that, but I didn't really come here with the intention of going to Beetle specifically. But it would be nice while I'm here to be able to engage in his services, but it's not looking hopeful at the moment. Well, let's hope he makes an appearance between now and when I'm done making my purchase in the regular shop. You got this handheld emulator console. It was $45 on eBay, and you're playing a dumb Star Wars Episode 2 game. I'm so sorry to hear that. That sounds really, really bad. Anyway. Yeah, I suppose handheld emulated consoles are probably the best way to go if you really want a handheld experience, but, you know, not buy any fucking games. But, oh, hello. You seem to have something to say. Oh, welcome. Our shop is in the potion brewing and infusing business. There is a much less complicated way to say that. You could say, our business is potion brewing and infusing. Simpler and clearer. Speak properly. And I do know that, you've told me in the past. Anyway, I can improve potions you buy over there from my wife. Well, listen. You had something specific to tell me. I've already had this conversation with you, so could you tell me the new information that you have to share? You can buy a bug net. Okay, that's great. I don't particularly want a bug net. Do I need to talk to him about Beetle's airship before it even appears? Probably. Okay, so I don't really want to talk with you. I've got what I need. Let's go get this shield. This actual freak is going to sell it to me. Yes, it will break if it takes too much abuse. 50 rupees to get something totally, I guess, replaceable, yeah. But it is what it is. Ow! Yeah, shut up. If you have any doubts about the durability of your shield, I suggest you have it examined at the scrap shop. Provided you take good gondo there, then it... I don't like the way you phrase that either. These people don't talk right. Oh, what do you have to say now? Aha, you're in luck because I'm carrying a new item. I guess you have to buy the... Oh no, it seems that... Well, maybe you have to buy something from him before he suggests that I could buy a small seed satchel. Of course, the idea is that we now have a slingshot so we can buy seeds, basically. Any serious slingshot enthusiast would be embarrassed not to own this, don't you agree? Take a look, friend. Well, does it allow me to hold more seeds, or what? You can carry 10 additional seeds. I'm 100 rupees. Well, no thanks, because I can't afford it. And then he gives me this unhappy look. Well, unfortunately, I'm not made of money. 100 rupees for a fucking bag, Guys, can we appreciate this for just a moment? He's trying to charge me 100 rupees for a bag. I can buy a wooden shield for half that price. But if he wants to sell me a bag, I have to pay double. It's like, fuck off. Would you ever do a game I request for 10 minutes? I want you to try this Star Wars game and talk about it. It's for Game Boy Advance. Oh my god. Look, if I were going to record it, I would do it for more than 10 minutes. I'm willing to do viewer requests. I would probably do a separate series for it, to be completely honest. I've never considered doing it because no one has ever, you know, wanted me to play a game that they've requested. I guess because they assume that I wouldn't play it if I didn't want to, which isn't a bad assumption, but if it seems particularly bad, and I might get some entertainment out of how bad it is, and if it seems like other people would enjoy watching me play it, then I'll play it. and that is the criteria, but... And I would be willing to play a shitty Star Wars Game Boy Advance game. Sounds funny, but I don't know if it would fit into my current agenda. I'll definitely give it some thought though. And I'll give that entire series a thought. It's probably a good idea to do viewer requests like that. I like looking at my sword, you know, sticking up it. Okay, it just looks a little bit disembodied. It doesn't look like it's attached to me. Anyway. Oh, there's his fucking ship. Finally. Alright, pull out the old slingshot. Need to ring the bell. There we go. So that's how it works. You don't knock down the rope. You hit the bell and then he lowers the rope, you see. I'll fucking climb the thing, dickhead. Grab, here we go. And then there is a pulley system that takes us up. Excellent. And then we can let go right here and say hello to Beetle. We don't really have much in the way of rupees, but we might be able to buy something. That's disgusting. I don't want to see you sweating over a fucking exercise bike. Ow! And then, you know, he makes the Michael Jackson noise. Oh, you've come all this way? It's so rare to have a customer here. Beetle's Air Shop has everything you could ever want. Please take a look around. I'm sick of looking at your ass shaking in my face. And if you actually buy something, that would be even better. He doesn't have high expectations, does he? What the hell is this? Oh, that's an extra wallet. It's amazingly useful. With this, you can carry an extra 300 rupees in your wallet. How much is it going to fucking cost? Say goodbye to all those times you couldn't pick up another rupee because your wallet was stuffed full. Well, at this stage, I'm not really worried about not having enough space for rupees because, quite frankly, I've got barely any rupees at all. Even you must be able to see... Oh, 100 rupees. Well, I would definitely buy that before I would buy the seed satchel. Oh, please take a look at the other things I have for sale. That's an interesting reaction to me deciding not to buy something. That's a life medal. It bestows a bunch of mysterious and mystical effects on whoever carries it. What the fuck? What kind of effects? Don't ask me. I don't actually know. You should find out for yourself. If you don't know what the effects are, then how could you possibly justify a price tag of 800 rupees? I'm pretty sure it's a real bargain at 800 rupees though. Well, this is the problem, my friend. If you're going to sell it for 800 rupees, you need to be able to actually convince someone that it's worth that price. It doesn't... saying, I'm pretty sure it's a real bargain is not sufficient. Especially when you say that you don't even know what the effects are. So, I'm going to give you a no thanks on that one. Oh. Oh, indeed, asshole. How much is the bug net? Oh, that's a bug net. You know, for catching bugs, insects too. I'm glad I've just been told how a bug net works. You know, insofar as that it's used for catching bugs, I never would have fucking guessed that one. I think a 5-year-old knows what a bug net's used for. Okay, so there aren't so many bugs here, but you'll be able to catch tons with this when there are some. At only 50 rupees, I'm sure you'll make a net profit. Ha 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 ha. Asshole. I'll buy it. You got the bug net. Use it to catch bugs and other small things. When you're hunting bugs, remember to approach quietly and strike quickly. That's the way you do it. Thank you. I don't know if that's a requirement for catching fairies in this game like it was in the older Zelda games, but if it is, then I think that's a pretty cool thing for them to bring about. Or a pretty cool thing to return to the series, you know, requiring a bug net to catch the fairies. It's one of those things where I guess you could describe it as a streamlining of the system, where previously you would require a bug net to put a fairy in a bottle, instead they just automatically make it so you can swing a bottle and catch the fairy. I think it's a shame to remove that because, you know, it's more deliberate and there's more of a process to it when you use the bug net to put it in a bottle. And let's be completely honest, it also relates to realism. It's not really... Imagine trying to swing a fucking bottle with a small opening over a fairy and just hope that it goes in. It's ridiculous, whereas a bug net is actually designed for catching things like, you know, flying creatures, so then that could be used to put the bottle in, because then you've got the fairy in a controlled environment. So, you know what I'm talking about? So, I think it makes more sense to use a bug net for it, but I'm guessing that that's probably not the case. The bug nets are probably for specific bugs in the game, not for fairies. Because I don't think they would bring that back. If they have to explain twice that a goddess sword beam should be used to activate the goddess cubes, then they probably aren't going to have bug nets be used for catching fairies. That's just my guess. Might be a bit of a stretch to assume that much, but I don't think so. I don't think so. Anyway, we're going to head back down to the surface and then we will save at the goddess statue that's there. It's the bird statue, not the goddess statue, sorry. I've got an itchy eye. Eye has now been, well, not really scratched, but, you know, rubbed. Alrighty. And then we can dive here. So, that's something that I for some reason keep forgetting. It's the fact that we're not automatically forced to go to the surface if we go. Oh, wow. I didn't realize that we had activated this many bird statues. That's a lot. It is possible to descend to a specific bird statue on the surface after you have already visited it, and I have memorized its location. To do this, point to the area you want to descend to with this. Yeah, and press A to confirm your destination. Behind the temple, I guess, is where we want to go. Descend into this area? Yes. I think that's pretty cool. That's 1 plus point for Skyward Sword. A good warp system. Alright, let's save at this statue. We are going to save right here. Okay. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm pleased to announce that we are about to take on the first dungeon of the game. At least I think so. I don't think there's much of a barrier to entry, so let's make our way up here. What the hell is this? Am I at the right place? I don't think I'm at the right place. What is this? Where am I? It mentioned the temple, so I assume that this is where I wanted to be. Okay, clearly this is not where I wanted to be. I'm on the opposite side of the area. I actually want to go beyond Farron Woods. I am in a spot that's before Farron Woods. I read temple and was like, this is where I want to be. No. Actually, I'm quite wrong. Now here's an annoying thing. The only way we can warp to another statue is by going to the sky first. What can I say? What can I say? I'll put my wine over to my right side. It's annoying on my left side. Alright, we're gonna do a tight turn, come on. Because I need to get back to that column of light. I do like the effect in the clouds though. It's pretty cool. Here we go. Can I skip this? Pressing every button I can, seems like I can't skip it. Yeah. I'm assuming it's the one at the far north. Yeah, shut up. Is it? Yep, Forest Temple, there you go. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I have a question. Using the word temple should, well, they shouldn't be so willing to refer to something that's not an actual dungeon as a temple. Because it says behind the temple, and then it says the Forest Temple, okay? So that's a little confusing. I do admit that maybe I was not properly paying attention to the map layout, but still. I'm not too impressed with that naming. It probably could be referred to as a temple technically, but in Zelda terms, a temple is a dungeon, and that remains true for Skyward Sword, so that is a little confusing. Anyway, looks like this is the temple entrance here. The door is sealed shut. Are we really fucking playing this game right now? And by that I mean, are we really, you know, having to put it away? I just wanted to change it. I didn't want to use it yet. Oh, I see. There's a crystal here, but is that really all we have to do to open it? Is it really that simple? I'm gonna shit. That's all we have to do. Okay, I'm not actually gonna shit. I was joking. I'm not going to soil myself on camera for your entertainment. And I'm certainly not going to do it just to, you know, be a man of my word. I'm not that desperate. I'm sure some people have shat themselves while alive. I wouldn't doubt it. Oh, that's actually quite a funny thought. I certainly wouldn't want to see it. I mean, some of you might, but I think it would be quite funny. Skyview Temple. Question. Is it the Forest Temple or the Skyview Temple? You need to make a fucking decision on that one. Because it literally said Forest Temple at the warp point, and now it's saying Skyview Temple. Not only can they not use the word temple in a consistent fashion to denote a dungeon, but they can't even get a consistent name for the fucking dungeon in question. Who made this game? 5-year-olds? Idiots? It's definitely a game made for the mentally deficient by the mentally deficient. That's what I can guess so far. Master, I have bad news. The auras of many creatures reverberate throughout this temple. As a result, I can't isolate Zelda's aura. You will not be able to track her here. God forbid. Given the situation, I suggest you look around to see where we should move next. So what you're saying is I should... Oh, looks like I can't douse at all. Which is great, I prefer not to be completely honest. What is this? A bird statue that doesn't really have a normal looking bird on it. Alright. So... this is the temple entrance. Let's move on inside. Hello. Kill you, and then do I just attack it with the sword to get through? Yes, I do. Fairly simple, fairly easy. I knew this would happen. I've done this before. If you can hear the sound of my Wiimote vibrating, I'm not really going to take issue with you hearing it. Because if I have to suffer in listening to it, you have to suffer as well, okay? It gives you an idea of just how unnecessary the vibration is. What is with this extremely low resolution a tree root? If I go closer to it, it focuses in on it, but that's a really bad out-of-focused shot. I understand that they don't want certain things to be in focus, but that looks really bad. That's really bad. It's difficult not to notice that. Some of you might be like, oh, look at you, Doomly, being so anal. Well, it's very difficult to not notice it, to be completely honest. Hello. Just making sure my wine is not in the firing line here. Don't know what's up there. Is that something I can interact with? I don't believe so. No, that's not looking good. I've only got 6 seeds, so let's try to be a little more conservative with our usage. Seems like this mushroom is not affected by our sword strikes, which is fine. If I want to unsheath my sword, what I do is I flick my wrist to activate it. I suppose. Fucking hell. I don't know if I should actually be holding it vertically. I don't think having it vertical is particularly useful. It has that appearance on screen, but I don't think that we're expected to do that. I'm trying to cut the fucking thing that's orange. Oh right, it has a rupee inside it. That's a bit weird, but whatever. Okay, well that's great. So, we've got bars on this door, and we've got one of these assholes up here. He's going to attack me as soon as I go up there, so let's stun him first. Go up there, you fucking shit. Thought it was not going to let me go there. Asshole. Hate this thing. This whole game's edges are like Minecraft. Well, there's a bit more curvature to it than that, fortunately, but, yeah, it's not a great looking game, is it? Can you believe this came out in 2011? It's such an embarrassment. Look at PC games of 2011 and compare it to this. It's fucking pathetic. That's not even fair to say. Look at PS3 and Xbox games of 2011 and compare it to this. And then consider that it doesn't even have a proper camera system. I have to press ZR to change my camera direction or move my arm around like an asshole. I don't actually have an analog stick to have full free movement of the camera at any time. Now, the reason why this is not full free movement of the camera is because I have to be stationary in order to do this. Do you understand? So if I were able to move while having full control of the camera, that would be full free movement of the camera. Okay? This is not sufficient, and this is not sufficient. It's 2011. Not literally. Not right now. But when this game came out, it was 2011. Check this out. Oh, fucking hell. I have to... Fucking come on, piece of shit. You have to confuse the eyeball by swinging your sword around a lot, okay? Now, it's starting to look like I need to... Oh my god, this is one of the reasons why I hate this game. It's looking like I have to swing in such a wide arc, in such a large circle, that my whole boom stand position is going to hinder full arm movement. Now, who wants to engage in full arm movement just to get through a fucking door? I certainly fucking don't. What are you doing? Fucking hell. Fucking piece of shit. Look at this. What a fucking joke. Now, ladies and gentlemen, when I said that dungeons having these sorts of gimmicks are a bad thing, this is what I'm talking about. You have to spin your fucking arm around in just the right way. In just the right way. And then you can open the door. Fuck off. The fact that I have to swing my arm around at all is ridiculous. But you're gonna make me do it to confuse some eyeball to open a door. Fuck off. And really, you guys saw that. It really shouldn't have been the case. I mean, the first time I was swinging my sword around like that. Let's say, for instance, this is a great example. If I'm in a situation where I'm trying to work out how to get through the door, and a light bulb goes off in my head and I decide, ooh, if I swing my sword around in a circle, maybe it will confuse the eye. I would say the amount of time I spent trying to do that would be enough to suggest to a person who doesn't know how to get through the door that that is not the way to get through it, right? Because it didn't do anything for so long. The only reason why I continued to do it is because I knew that that's how I was supposed to get through the door. A person who's trying to go through the process of elimination in their head as to how to get through the door would be deterred by that. By the fact that it is so fucking specific. Good game design would not make that so specific. Because again, if you're trying multiple methods of getting through the door, you're gonna stop before getting to the point where I just reached, if you were in my situation just then, and you didn't know how to progress. Maybe the sign does say to do that. It's possible. Let's have a bit of a gander. He who descended from the sky, lend your ear to the wise voice of the servant who brought you to the firm soil. Are you fucking kidding me? So what? Okay, so we would have to receive advice from her. Whatever. I don't know, I just think it's stupid. I don't think it's clever. I don't think it's a clever design at all. Can we grab that? It seems like we can. I mean, really? We can run up the fucking wall, but we still can't get it? What a joke. But this is the thing, that eye puzzle, in and of itself, is not a difficult puzzle to solve. The fact that it is so specific is what makes it difficult to solve, because again, what I just experienced would be enough to make someone think that that's not the correct solution, right? So, I don't know what the fuck they're expecting. Oh, need to move the wine further away. Nah, stop attacking me. Need to get away from these exploding things. Anyway, it's just fucking stupid. I think this game really missed the, what are you doing? Oh, I need to press A to shoot, that's right. But yeah, they missed the point. They were so focused on the fucking gimmick that they forgot how to make a Zelda game. Not only did they forget how to make a Zelda game, they forgot how to make a game. Because seriously, so many basic aspects to this game are just bad. Just badly done. And some people probably don't want to accept that as the truth. I guarantee that there is a horde of people, right, who... How do I shield again? I would say that there's a horde of people... Look how much my fucking shield durability just took a hit just by shielding that attack. What the fuck is this? Anyway, what I was going to say is that there is probably a horde of people who grew up with this game and considered this to be their childhood game. Fucking... Ugh. Disgusting. So in other words, it means that any reason that I would, you know, communicate to them would fall on deaf ears for the reason that they are so attached to the game due to their own nostalgia that they wouldn't be able to see what's wrong with it. Anyway. The Zelda fan base hates criticism. Well, I'm sure they do, but the problem is that this game, on almost every level so far, is not just a little worse, but considerably worse than Twilight Princess. You know, if you didn't have a point of comparison, it would be a little different, but if Twilight Princess is your point of reference, and you look at this game, you should see this. You know, we're not talking about, you know, plateau, we're not talking about, you know, a little better, we're talking straight fucking down in terms of evolution. So, one reviewer got death threats and was doxxed because he gave Breath of the Wild a 7 out of 10. Well, this is the thing, Potato. What you're talking about is not the Zelda community, you're talking about the Breath of the Wild community. In the same way that World fans are not Monster Hunter fans, Breath of the Wild fans, for the most part, are not Zelda fans. Because Breath of the Wild is so incredibly different to the rest of the Zelda series that... And it's also so much larger. Like, there is a huge percentage of people who get red rocket boners and furiously masturbate to Breath of the Wild, who not only don't really play proper Zelda games, but don't even like proper Zelda games. So, that's the situation there. I wouldn't really call Breath of the Wild fans, particularly those who would be willing to send death threats, Zelda fans. I'm gonna fix my lighting one moment. Just, you know, boosting it up a little bit. Yeah. Now you can see me again. But yeah, death threats just for saying Breath of the Wild is a 7 out of 10, which is I mean, that's a perfectly fair review. I would also give it a 7 out of 10. Am I going to get death threats for saying that? It's ridiculous. I think any person who thinks that that's appropriate is probably not mentally engaged with reality. I don't think it is the same community because, as I said, it's not the same community because, as I said, there's a huge percentage of people who play Breath of the Wild who don't really play Zelda games. Seriously. The Zelda community are the people who go back and play the old Zelda games and play them frequently. That is the Zelda community. You know, if you've played Breath of the Wild and maybe one other Zelda game, you're not a Zelda fan, sorry. It's just how it is. You are a video game fan who has played a Zelda game. Breath of the Wild. Breath of the Wild is by definition a Zelda game. I don't consider it to be one, but because it is called The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, it is a Zelda game. I will concede that. But there is no argument that there is a large cross-section of people within the Breath of the Wild community that do not play other Zelda games. Much like Monster Hunter. In fact, Breath of the Wild is more dissimilar to the Zelda series than World is dissimilar to the Monster Hunter series. So, you'd have more of an argument saying that Monster Hunter World is a Monster Hunter game. What the fuck is going on? I'm wasting my shit here. Anyway, there's more of an argument for World being a Monster Hunter game than Breath of the Wild being a Zelda game. Seriously. Yes, I'm sorry, Tron. The fact that you can't clip the things that I say is, and the things that I do as well must be terribly distressing for you. Fuck me! I mean, if my accuracy were better, then that would definitely help, but now I have to try and find seeds. I believe I get them through fighting Deku Barbers, so let's hope that they respawn when I re-enter this room. True Zelda fans only play crossbow training. That's true. At least I can say I've played that. It's not very good. I mean, I'm not really a fan of those types of games, but I'm not really a fan of Zelda spin-offs in general, but that one, no. I would say that Four Swords Adventures counts as a Zelda spin-off, and I'd say that's probably the best one. I will play Four Swords Adventures at some point in the future. I have done a Let's Play of it that about 2 people have watched in the world, so yeah, saying that I've done that is not really, it doesn't really mean anything, but I will at some point do a live stream playthrough of Four Swords Adventures when a number of years have passed since I last did a Let's Play of it. And that was my first time playing it, actually. It was between 2017 and 2018 when I did that Let's Play. I don't know why it would be that... This is a game for idiots, okay? A game for utter invalids. And yet, I require... What I would assume is that I require seeds to continue, but I'm not being given them. Which is a bit odd, but... And I can't continue through there, I don't have a key. So where do I get seeds? Do I need to go further back? Am I not actually needing seeds to continue? Like, is hitting this crystal above the door actually not what I'm supposed to do? My guess is that that is what I'm supposed to do. So, where are my seeds, man? Well, don't get started on Age of Calamity, Jim, because then you will activate Potato. Because Potato was deeply emotionally betrayed by Age of Calamity. But isn't Age of Calamity a... whatever it's called. Like a Dynasty Warriors sort of game? Like, what is it called again? Like a... Anyway, it's just not, maybe I'm getting confused with a different game. But, yeah, I don't know. Majora's Mask was one of my favourite Zelda games in the past, but having played it recently, it's no longer one of my favourites, because I don't think it's aged all that well. It's definitely, conceptually it is probably the best Zelda game, but in terms of sitting down and playing it as a video game, no. Not for me anyway. I'd say probably my favourite Zelda game would have to be either Twilight Princess or Wind Waker, purely for the adventure, purely for the experience. But in terms of, if I had to make an objective decision on which Zelda game is the best, it would probably be either the Minish Cap or A Link to the Past, I don't know. The only way A Link to the Past would win over Minish Cap is purely on account of its year of release. I'm really kind of pissed off that I don't have any seeds. Do I really have to leave the dungeon to get more seeds? It's starting to look that way, isn't it? Because these spiders don't seem to drop them. This is so stupid. Okay, I'll leave the dungeon. Will that make you happy, game? Anyway. Okay. So at least we didn't go too far through the dungeon. I certainly wasn't oh, here we go again. Yeah, just go through it. Fucking hell. It's actually faster to just walk straight through the fucking thing and shake your way out of the spider web than to, oh look at that, you can just run straight through. That is so much faster than having to swing your arm around like an actual dickhead. Who would have thought? There are ways of completing parts of this game that do not require you to swing your arm around like a dickhead. That is actually encouraging to realise. Okay, so does this contain seeds? I don't think it does. Oh, it does. Okay, so now we've got 5. This is not 10? You're just going to give me fucking nothing. Okay. How many can I hold? Is it 10, or is it 15, or is it 20, or is it more? Probably not more than 20, but I can hope. You should be dropping seeds, my friend, but you do not, because you do not wish for my success, clearly. At this point, I'm just getting rupees, because once I see a blue rupee in the grass, I'm out for the rupees, you know. That's what I care about. It's basically all combat and cutscenes and no music, no dungeons. They tried to make it really similar to Breath of the Wild in those ways, but what you're describing is not more similar to Zelda than Breath of the Wild. It sounds less like Zelda, but very Breath of the Wild based. I feel that dungeons are so key to the Zelda experience that the fact that they do not exist in Breath of the Wild kind of... well, that's the main reason why Breath of the Wild is not really much of a Zelda game for me. It's not purely the fact that it's open world that doesn't make it a Zelda. I mean, as I've said in the past, what I was hoping when Zelda Wii U was first announced, back before the Switch was even a twinkle in some Japanese man's eye, I was hoping for like a Twilight Princess game, but open world. That is not what we received. We received something quite different to that. And I don't think it was necessary for all the changes that Breath of the Wild made to be made, but I guess it was good for the modern gaming community at the very least. That I will concede. I will say that I just wanted something that was open world, but was more Zelda-like. Let's say, for instance, that Elden Ring doesn't feel like a Souls-like at all. It's literally like... no, it's not literally like this. This is a very unfair comparison. I was going to say it's like... look how much my fucking shield is destroyed by that. Anyway, what I was going to say is it's like Elden Ring turning into a hack-and-slash game instead of a Souls-like, just because it's open world. It doesn't really completely relate to Breath of the Wild versus a traditional Zelda game, because Breath of the Wild's combat system was probably more complicated than traditional Zelda. My point is that just because something changes into open world from not open world doesn't mean that fundamental aspects of a series should change. That's what I'm trying to say. So I guess we can get more... so stop that. We can get more seeds at the cost of 1, so let's do that. There we go. Gives us 9. I think there are more of these too, yep. And then we'll save the game. We're not doing terribly well for time, I will say. But I'll try to make some progress through the dungeon. Are you fucking kidding me? Don't make me waste my fucking seeds. I'm trying to get as many as I can. 12. The trees have seeds. Oh, I see. That's probably a better way to knock down those things. Rolling into the trees versus hitting them down with seeds. That would probably be a better idea. Are there any trees that I've missed? Probably. But 16 seeds is probably sufficient for getting started in the dungeon, so I'm going to save the game. And I'm really going to have to keep track of my shield durability. I do have 2 potions that will restore my shield durability. I think it's totally ridiculous that the wooden shield has such low durability. I think it's good for it to have a durability bar. That's sort of a new thing in Zelda games by this point. But to have such low durability, I think is just fucking asinine. It's a waste of my time, really. Just run through it. Go. Get through it, man. Go, you fucking dick. I have to destroy these again. What I hate about these is that you need to... it doesn't feel sufficient to cut it horizontally. You seem to need a vertical strike as well. Okay, that seemed to do the job. Get a heart there. And I don't care about these rupees, couldn't give a shit about them. Let's go straight through this door. More wine. Are you seeing how bright this room is? It's just as well that I reduced the brightness of the game, honestly. I cannot stress enough how incredibly bright this game is. Whoa. There goes my Club Nintendo golden nunchuck. Stop it. But yeah, it's very annoying having this here, these golden items, because, you know, you want to treat them well, and I do treat them reasonably well. It's just I'm always worried about eventually breaking them through use. Not breaking, I mean, you know, defacing them. I don't want to deface them. There we go. I usually treat my stuff very carefully. I mean, things that I've owned all my life are still in very good condition, but through use it is inevitable that things will degrade, I suppose. Let's hit you. No, none of this fucking shit. I don't even know how that works. I'm trying to do thrusts and you're not doing thrusts, so I don't really care. As long as it works, I guess, but it's still confusing and annoying. Okay. So that's taken care of. I believe that that is really where we want to continue. We don't really have anywhere else to go. No. That'll do the trick. I think I've done enough exploring in this room. Well, this is the thing, Potato. I really don't know what they're going to do with the Switch remake. Or the Switch port. Is it going to be a port? Is it going to be a remake? I'm hoping for a remake with no motion controls, because then I'd actually be able to enjoy the game. Unfortunately, the game is so incredibly reliant on motion controls. Well, that is to say that it's such an integral part of this game. How am I supposed to fight you? Do I knock down your... Don't do that. Do I knock down your thread? No. Well, let's see what she has to say. Master, I detect targetable objects in your immediate vicinity. That's so fucking helpful. If you press down while targeting... a personal object with Z, I will provide you with information on that subject. Okay. Target lock, Skulltula. This giant species of spider inhabits the deepest areas of forests. I don't need exposition. I need practical information that will tell me how to fight it. It attacks with highly adhesive webbing in order to prevent its prey from escaping. I don't care. Has a tough outer carapace, but its stomach may be vulnerable to attack. I'm currently conducting additional analysis into its movement patterns. You have defeated 0 of this enemy type. I am unable to analyze your battle performance rating with this opponent due to insufficient data. Now, that's very interesting. That kind of thing is a good addition to the series, where they actually take your experience with having fought specific enemy types and then getting data from that. I think that's really good. Now, dealing with this thing, I'm going to try shield bashing it. We can't hit it from that side. I'm trying to swing it around. Oh, there we go. It's a specific type of... Okay, I understand. Stop that fucking... Put it away. Don't know what it is about this fucking control system, but it's pissing me off. Ah! Why is it that the way this game plays is just a fucking waste of my time? What's the point of targeting if it doesn't target onto it? I don't need the guide. I literally had to... Yeah, that's great. Thrust into it. I have never encountered an enemy that is such a fucking waste of time. Fuck! I'm ready to throw my fucking Wiimote. I'm fine with deliberate confrontation. I'm fine with that. But anything that relies on Wii Motion Plus is pretty much automatically inaccurate. Because if you've ever used Wii Motion Plus, it feels like shit. It's not accurate. It's like a step backwards. No, I'm not having relaxing recordings lately, you're fucking right. What am I getting caught on? Fucking nothing. Fucking nothing. Hello. Are you gonna kill me? You know, these two things in my hand right now would have already been thrown across the room had they not been, like, valuable. Okay? Because you are a waste of my time, you fucking thing. Okay. I have established that doing a horizontal slash will spin it. I'm doing horizontal slashes, and it's not fucking doing anything. My guess is because the stupid sensor bar, or, you know, Wii Motion Plus being generally fucking useless in general, is not actually identifying the fact that I'm doing a horizontal slash. It's doing some other fucking shit. Motion controls. You put your fucking shield away, you moronic cunt. I get to do this shit again. Get through it. It's faster than swinging my sword around. What a fucking shit game. What a fucking waste of time. This whole thing is a waste of time. My shield's almost fucking broken simply by the fact that it's being used as a shit. Why are you stuck over there? Are you seeing this? You see? Guys, my TV isn't over there. It's not over there. It needs to be recalibrated. Ah! Fucking go there! Piece of shit. I can't believe that this game is, like, this bad. It's shocking to me. You think I can't deal with deliberate combat? Of course I fucking can. The problem is that the motion control system in this game is so finicky, so inaccurate, so shit, that I cannot engage with it. That is the problem here. I can deal with an enemy that needs certain things done in order to damage it. That's fine, that's great, that's good game design. You know what's shit game design? This fucking shit. Why did you even pull that out? Put it away. The game doesn't even know what it's doing anymore. It's given up. It's literally given up. It's like, okay, I suck. I'm just gonna try and do random things to make you happy. Yeah, well, I'm not happy. So stop doing anything. If you could give me the win button so I can say I've completed the fucking game, that'd be great. Again, I'm going through this by just walking straight into it because it's faster than swinging my sword. Here we go. I've almost forgot what I was meaning to do because I was distracted by how incredibly shit the game is. Drink it. Use, yes. There we go. Would have been nice to heal as well, but it's more than I would ask for. Horizontal strike, you've actually decided to work this time, yeah? Hit the... no, of course not. Of course you wouldn't actually hit where you're targeting. That would be a lot to ask for, wouldn't it? Okay, I get to kill these things now. Get the fuck down here. Thank you. This thing's not... You're fucking awful, Potato. You're fucking awful. I don't even know if I would accept that. I don't think I would accept that. I think I would rather experience Skyward Sword without motion controls, if that's an option, than have a PS5, to be completely honest. Okay, there we go. Hit the fucking... hit it! Okay, I'll try to do a thrust, seeing as though the thrust is... I mean... Can you believe this? This is one enemy. One enemy in the fucking game. An enemy that, by the way, I don't even really need to kill. I'm just trying to do it, because why not? I can't believe this. I can't believe this game. It's so shocking to me. This was the dungeon, by the way, that caused me to stop playing last time. I'm trying to do thrusts! Can you even thrust? Is that even part of your fucking sword use lexicon, you fucking shithead? Hit the fucking thing! Okay, you have to... 3 steps. Step 1, horizontal strike. Step 2, hit it with a fucking slingshot. Step 3, attack the center part. Who has the fucking patience for this? I fucking don't. I've got an enemy here. Make it 1 step, 2 step, I don't care. 3 steps, you've lost me. 3 steps, I'm falling asleep. 3 steps, I'm throwing my Wiimote out the fucking window. 3 steps, my Wii's going out the window. 3 steps, this game disc can get snapped in half for the benefit of all humanity. Okay. Just had to get that out. So, horizontal strike. Are you gonna thrust now? No, not good enough, is it? No, not fucking good enough. Still not good. Thrust it! Thrust it! I'm done with this. I'm done. Forget it. I'm not fighting you. I'm not fighting you anymore. I'm done! Okay. So... it'll be a fucking miracle if I can even get to that written tablet on the other fucking side. So what am I doing wrong? I don't even have the seeds for this. You know what I love? I'm not being given seeds. Do you know what this means? Do you have any idea of what this means? It means that I cannot even work out how to fight this fucking thing because I'm wasting seeds that I cannot get back. Oh, now you want to thrust, hey? The game that I've played on this channel more than any other, aside from a Souls game, is called Dragon Quest Swords. It is a non-Wii Motion Plus game. It uses full motion controls, it is sword-based, and it has a functionality called thrusting. It is notoriously difficult to consistently get off because motion controls are not as accurate as you would ordinarily like them to be. However, I can usually get it off 80% of the time, maybe even more. This? Wii Motion Plus, ooh. Better motion controls. Guess what? Less accurate. Less fucking accurate. I have experienced having to thrust a sword forward with motion controls. I've done it. It's more accurate with regular motion controls versus Wii Motion Plus. Who would have fucking thought? Now, if you've got a game that has enemies that require 3 steps to kill them, the final step being a thrust, and Wii Motion Plus is so fucking inaccurate that you cannot do a thrusting attack consistently, then the question becomes, what are you doing with this game? What is this? What is this? It is... I can't believe this. I can't believe what I'm playing. This is driving me insane. I can't believe this. I can't believe this. I can't believe this game. Okay. I've never had so many problems with motion controls as you have, Doomlink. I don't know what the big deal is. You want to know what the big deal is? I've got a microphone, a boom stand, I've got a tripod, I've got the fucking thing here, I've got a cable for my microphone, I've got lots of things between me and the fucking sensor bar. Now here's a fucking question. Why do I need to have some kind of fucking... like, why do I need to have a special setup for motion controls? That's step 1. We don't need a special setup. I don't need, like, absolutely nothing between me and the sensor bar. I mean, for the most part, it's perfectly fine, but my point is that maybe accuracy is being hampered by the fact that there are certain physical objects between my Wiimote and the sensor bar. Maybe that's what it is. But my point is that if you need to have a completely clear space between yourself and the sensor bar to play a fucking game, then you've done something wrong. There should be less between you and a comfortable gaming experience when you evolve games. This is 2011. It's not some sort of... I can't fucking believe... I'm just... Okay. Let's keep trying. No, that's my last fucking seed. Okay, what we'll do is we'll... what do I do? Do I reset? Someone once described the game's controls as trying to catch a slippery naked grandma. I don't know how that works. Grandmas are generally not particularly mobile. What's Doomlink doing? He's resetting the fucking game. Because he's got no more fucking... seeds. Seeds that incidentally cannot seem to be replenished. Don't... You know, you want to know why that happens? Because I'm pressing A to run, but instead I'm interacting with the fucking statue. I don't want to interact with the statue from the side. Did you know that? If I wanted to interact with the statue, I'd press A in front of it! Not to the side. I've got no idea how my compression is handling my voice amplitude right now. Fuck off. Just fucking deliver me from this experience. I don't even want this item in here. I don't want... Fuck off. Get out! I'm not even at the point where I want to engage with the basic aspects of the fucking game anymore. I just want to get to that fucking Skulltula. I can't believe it. I mean, it stands to reason. I was struggling with regular bokoblins, so of course a fucking Skulltula, a 3-step killing sequence, would be more of a fucking waste of time. More of a frustration. Again, it's not the mere fact that you have to take time to kill an enemy, it's because it's completely and utterly reliant on a system that is broken! Alright. Now, my favourite bokoblin friend, get the fuck out. And then we'll destroy you. Done. Beauty. Bloody beauty, mate. Get through the fucking door. I don't want to sit here and watch the fucking bars lift. You hit the crystal, the bars open. Thanks. I would have worked that much out on my own. I don't need it presented to me like it's something profound. Okay. Sword comes out. Horizontal strike. Thrust the fucking... Thrust it! What is that attack? What is that attack? What's this fucking swinging thing? What is that? Why is he now doing thrusts? Does he do something different when he's targeting? Look at this. See how he's thrusting? He's thrusting. Why can't you do that in combat? Does he not thrust when you're targeting? Is that what's happening? I do want to kill the fucking Skulltula. There's like information that he's protecting. Get the fuck off me! Listen, if I can't kill this Skulltula now, then there's a problem because I'm going to need to kill a Skulltula at some point to progress, surely. And besides, there's information there. Maybe it's important information. If I can't kill one fucking enemy in this godforsaken game, thrust him. Oh, so if I target, you can't thrust. Why would it possibly be that targeting would make it so that you can't thrust? Why would that be the case? I've got a specific point of the monster that I'm aiming for. Of course I'm going to hold to target it. Why would I not target it? Instead, targeting, it makes me do some attack that does not actually thrust. I can't believe this game. Can't fucking believe it. 2 doors lead to rooms left and right, but they will only open when the gemstones are struck. One is above, one is below. See, that's important. I didn't realize that. So basically there is a lower gemstone that I need to destroy. Or not destroy, but rather hit. And I believe, yeah, go through. Just go through. Fucking go. Stop it. So, through here. It's getting a little bit brighter, but not too much brighter. So, I think there's a gemstone beneath this door, although I don't know where it is above the door. Maybe there's... Oh, what if there's one down here? No. What about over here? I did come down here before, but I might not have noticed. Yeah, see? Okay. So it was necessary for me to kill that Skulltula because I hadn't noticed that. And that was useful information. Well, at least now I've worked out... This is the thing, the motion controls are generally inaccurate, so it makes sense that I would misinterpret that situation as being, you know, the game not registering a thrust, okay? When you've got technological aspects to a game that are not consistent anyway, of course you're going to assume that's the problem. It's the ultimate distraction. I don't know how I'm going to finish this game, guys. I quit the first time during this dungeon, okay? And here I am back in this dungeon, with even less patience than when I was... Then thrust it. Thrust. No, you don't want to thrust, you don't want to... Oh yeah, that works now. You fucking waste of time. I can't believe this game. I can't believe this game. Do people often talk about how bad this is? Because it's actually so fucking bad that it should be legendarily bad in the gaming community. It should be, like, this should not just be a game that's left in the past that not many people talk about. It's not so forgivable that it's forgettable. It's so fucking terrible that everyone should know that this is a phenomenally terrible game. This should be common knowledge. Okay. Hello. What do you want? Master, the batteries in your Wii remote are nearly depleted. Really? How are we going for time? 1 hour and 20 minutes? Okay. Well, let me try to cut this fucking spider web. Hold on. Can I thrust? No. You're actually facing him now, okay. I think what I can do is I can hit him from behind, so if I... Oh shoot. Come on. A lot of people like the story in dungeons. From what I can tell, the dungeons are some of the worst part of the gameplay. So, I don't know, man. Are you gonna thrust now? No. What are you doing? Okay, that's fine. I can do a finishing move on you, I guess. Yeah, here we go. Fatal blow. People absolutely despise Fee, though. Good. She fucking sucks. It makes sense, though, because by the time this game came out, I basically left the Zelda community. The online Zelda community, so... It makes sense that I don't know of people's opinions regarding the game. But it's fucking bad, you know? It's fucking bad. I will admit that you don't necessarily have to hate the game, but I think some people might like it and not be totally wrong about liking it, but it's pretty fucking painful. Oh, now you want to do a thrust. What's going on? Why is it so inconsistent? It was not thrusting before. You guys probably were able to see me thrusting my Wiimote forward to serve as confirmation for the fact that I was thrusting my sword before, but it wasn't wanting to do it. Now it suddenly wants to do it. Gaze upon your map until your eye finds the X, for it is there that you must strike a glittering gemstone to reveal a path. You shall find a temple map in a room with 2 such gemstones. Great. So that's not the button. And this is the button. There is no X. So moving on. Climb the fucking thing. Hello. I can't believe this game. I can't believe this game. I did a horizontal. What about that confrontation is enjoyable?
I'm swinging my arm around. I'm so immersed.
No. No, I'm not immersed, actually. It's the opposite. I'm being taken out of the experience. Well, the thing is, I will admit that I have less range of movement when I have a boom stand, microphone and tripod in front of me. However, simple wrist movements should be sufficient, because I was recording in the exact same setup and circumstances when I was doing Dragon Quest Swords, but you see the difference is that was not Wii Motion Plus, that was just regular motion controls on the Wii, which incidentally are more accurate. So, I don't know, man. I don't fucking understand it. I'll never understand it. The enemies block when they see what direction you position Link's arm before an attack. Well, this is the thing. The positioning of Link's arm is not really that accurate, because it's just where my hand happens to be resting in that moment. I'm mostly doing wrist movements. I hate this shit, man. It really, you know what this game really wants you to do? It wants you to stand up, stand in front of it, and just swing around. That's what it really wants. Now that doesn't lend itself to a recording scenario. Not at all. I mean, I've done that in the past, yeah, but it's harder to set up and it's not as comfortable. I have to stand the whole time and it just generally sucks. It's not a worthwhile experience. None of this is worthwhile. Master, I have information for you. You have obtained a map of this area. Really? You can view it by pressing plus. The position of doors and their locks, as well as the position and status of treasure chests, can be confirmed on the map with marks such as X. However, be aware that you will be unable to use beacons here due to the indoor nature of this environment. It's so funny because I was intending on my recording of this dungeon in my second attempt to be a little better, but it's ended up being more anger-filled than any previous recording that I've done of Skyward Sword. Okay, so we've got red X's on either side here. But you know what I'm going to fucking do? I'm going to resume in the next recording. I'm going to return to this bird statue right here. I'm going to save the game and I'm going to end. Not because I'm done with the game, like I'm super angry and I need to stop. It's because I've recorded for long enough. I tend to keep these recordings to about an hour to an hour and 10 minutes. We're now sitting on an hour and 26. I did that because I wanted to get some kind of progress through this dungeon, but or achieve some progress through the dungeon, but yeah, that was good fun. I'm sure I would have had a delightful time playing the Link's Awakening remake. A delightful time. This, however, is a complete embarrassment. This is the worst game in the series, I think. I think I'm going to say that. I think I would have more fun playing Zelda 2: The Adventure of Link. I'm dead fucking serious. Because at least that game has more intuitive controls. Now, I'm sorry to say that a game from like 1988 has more intuitive controls than a game from 2011, but it does. And yeah, I think I would have had more fun. But I do thank you all for watching. I will see you next time I'm recording this game. I've got no idea when I'm going to bring myself to do it. I will try to continue doing it consistently, but this game is giving me every reason to not even bother. It's giving me every fucking reason to not bother. We have a motion control system that really requires heavy investment into a particular setup, when games shouldn't require that. Games should not require a special setup, unless you're really willing to engage in something revolutionary like VR. VR's different. This is not VR, ladies and gentlemen. This is me swinging my arm around like a dickhead at a fucking television screen. So, yeah. I do thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time.